Guys, I know I haven't made a video in a really long time, so I hope you guys enjoy. What's going on, guys? My name is Alex, and today we'll be talking about the top 10 players ruined by injury. So yeah, hope you enjoy, and let's get into it. Number 10, Greg Oden. Okay, I might get some flack for this, but I think Greg Oden could have been one of the best centers of our generations, but he wasn't because of a huge leg injury. Oden couldn't stay healthy because one of his legs was longer than the other. That is because he broke his leg while a child and didn't get it checked until a few months later. And in that time period, his other leg grew. By the way, he was also drafted one pick higher than Kevin Durant, so that's why most people usually call him a bust, even though I think he flopped just because of injuries. Okay guys, next we have Jay Williams. Jay Williams was one of the best college players in Duke history, winning an NCAA championship in 2001. He was also a decent NBA player. His rookie season, he averaged 9.5 points, 2.6 rebounds, and 4.6 assists. But the only thing is he never played another season. In the offseason, he had a bad motorcycle accident and had to retire. Pretty unfortunate, right? Next up, we have Danny Manning. Danny Manning is one of the best Kansas players of all time, up there next to Paul Pierce and Wilt Chamberlain. He was picked first overall in 1988 by the Clippers, but the infamous Clippers curse struck. He seemed to always be injured and couldn't stay healthy. He did average 14 points and 5 rebounds and 2 assists over his career. Next up, we have Ralph Sampson. Ralph Sampson could have been one of the best big men of all time, if not for injuries. Sampson was drafted to the Rockets and was paired up with Hakeem Olajuwon. Some people thought that Houston would be a dynasty for the up-and-coming years, but that didn't happen. Ralph Sampson was always dealing with back issues, and it became so bad that Houston had to trade him. Still though, he averaged 15 points and almost 9 rebounds over his career. Next up, we have Penny Hardaway. When you think of the Orlando Magic from the 1990s, you usually think of Shaquille O'Neal, but you should remember Penny Hardaway. He was also a key contributor. But after Shaq left for Disneyland, after Shaq left to go to the Lakers, Penny was left on his own. Penny could have been a superstar, but ankle and leg injuries kept him from being his absolute best. But still, he was a 4-time All-Star and a 3-time All-NBA team member. Next up, we have Grant Hill. Grant Hill might be one of the best athletes the NCAA has ever seen. Hill was an elite player and won Rookie of the Year in 1995, but his career would start to slow down. He signed with Orlando in 2000, but couldn't play a full season in Orlando over a 7-season span. Hill's ankles were always causing him trouble, but he did bounce back and played 6 more seasons with the Suns and Clippers. Hill averaged 16.7 points and 6 rebounds over his career. After him, we have Brandon Roy. Now you might be saying, Alex, why did you put this guy who I've never heard of over Penny and Grant Hill? Here's the answer. Penny and Grant Hill were great, but I think Brandon Roy could have been better if not for injuries. Roy played on the Trailblazers and had a few fantastic seasons, but his knees just couldn't hold up. His Trailblazers team, with Greg Oden and LaMarcus Aldridge, won on paper, but injuries won the battle. Roy attempted to come back a few years later, but he couldn't make the cut. Roy was also the 2008 Rookie of the Year. At number 4, we have Yao Ming. If Yao Ming could have stayed healthy, he'd probably still be playing today. Yao was drafted first overall in 2002 and played his whole career with Houston Rockets. Because of Yao's huge frame, his ankles could barely support him. That's why he had to retire in 2011. He was still inducted to the Hall of Fame, and he was an 8-time All-Star. At number 3, we have Derrick Rose. I know that so many people have forgotten Derrick Rose, but he was such a superstar in his earlier years. Rose was drafted first overall in 2008 and won the MVP in 2011. But he did tear his ACL in 2011 and declined heavily. He did, however, just sign with the Cavs, so hopefully his career will take a turn for the best. At number 2, we have Bill Walton. Bill Walton is one of my favorite players from the 70s, because he was such a great player. Walton was drafted by the Trailblazers and won a championship in only his 3rd year. But after that, he started to decline. He had a really bad foot injury and wasn't able to recover as well as everybody thought he would. After signing with the Clippers, he missed 3 entire seasons and never played a full season in his span with the Clippers. Luck was on his side, however, as he joined the Celtics and won another championship in 1985. And at number 1, we have Tracy McGrady. T-Mac is one of the best athletes in NBA history. T-Mac was drafted 9th overall in 1998 and played 16 seasons. But those seasons could have been better. When McGrady should have been in his prime, he was struggling to play just half a season. McGrady's ankles couldn't hold up, and Tracy's turned into that player that has been in the league 10 years and just rides the bench for a ring, kind of like David West. I mean, no offense, David, you're good, but I mean, he was kind of like that. Even though Tracy was a beast in Orlando and Toronto, he should have been better in Houston and after. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you like this content, make sure to subscribe for weekly vids, and I will see you guys later. Alex out.